Hey everyone, it's Hobart, and if you're in the market for a new cell phone car mount and you're not quite sure which one of the many thousands of them online that you should get, well, that's where I come in. Today I'm going to do a full review and we're going to do a road test of the Leeioo suction cup phone mount for your dashboard and for your windshield. That's coming up in today's video. Stick around. Hey, what's going on? It's Hobart. Welcome back to my channel. If you're returning, I appreciate it. If it's your first time, thanks for joining us. If I earn a like and a subscribe at the end of the video, make sure you do that for me. I really appreciate it. So there are so many different ways to mount cell phone adapters, mounts to your car. It's just really hard to choose which one. Now you've got the ones that go in your air vent, you've got the ones that are suction cups for your dashboard and your windshield, you've got the ones that go in your cup holder, you've got the ones that are double-sided tape that mount anywhere you can stick it. So which one is best? Well, it's really hard to determine that. That's kind of a personal preference. But what I can do is try to review as many different types of cell phone mounts as I can and let you know which ones I like and which ones I don't. And depending on which method of attachment, suction cup, air vent, cup holder that you like, you can go ahead and maybe pick one up. So today I've got one that's the suction cup version. This one's going to go on your dashboard. This one's going to go on your windshield in a bunch of different ways. And all these different adjustments allow you to get it to the right angle that you want to. So let's go over some of the features that you have. First of all, this is made of hard ABS plastic, which is great. It's not cheap plastic. Hopefully it's not going to break in a few months. Some of these cell phone mounts are pretty flimsy. This one feels really hard and really good ABS plastic. You've also got silicone pad on the bottom. This is your silicone suction cup. I've had some of these before that are 100% the sticky material, which I attribute that to like what a sticky hand feels like. Remember those sticky hands that you throw on people? That's what this material feels like. Now, I've had some in the past that are 100% that, and in the summer months and in the heat, it literally melts to your dashboard. The good thing about this is this is the hard silicone with just a small layer of stickiness to it. So you get the stick, but you don't get the melting, which is really good. So nice silicone pad on the bottom for your suction cup. Now you do have adjustments on this baby. On the side here, you've got an adjustment. You just turn this here and you've got 200 degrees of adjustment, okay? And that's to get the right angle there. You've also got a telescoping arm here, which you just turn this little knob. There's a little knob here, and this will go up and down. So if you've got it on your window, you can bring it out closer to you and you can bring it away from you. I do caution you that when you do get it out farther, it is a little bit more wobbly than it is when you bring it all the way in. So if you're looking for it to be sturdy and not bounce around, you want to keep that telescopic arm in as much as possible, okay? You also have the 360-degree swivel on the back here, which allows you to move this around 360 degrees. So you can, again, adjust each one of those adjustments and then fine-tune it with that swivel to give you exactly the right viewing angle, all right? And as you saw here, this Engage, this is the one-touch locking mechanism that they have. So you keep these open, and when you put your phone in it, it touches this center tab here, and boom, your phone locks in. In order to take your phone out, you just push these two tabs and it opens up. So that's a pretty cool feature. It's got its pros and cons, which I'll go over later on in the video, but those are the basic features and the overall look of this Leeioo car phone adapter, suction cup mount, whatever you want to call it. So what do you say? Let me show you how to install it, both on your dashboard and on your windshield in a bunch of different ways. We'll show you how to fine tune it, and then we'll take this baby on a road test and see how it handles on the road. Let's go. All right, so now it's time to go over how to install this guy in your car. You can either install it on a dashboard or you can install it on your windshield. So I'm gonna show you both methods real quick. It's pretty simple. The dashboard, you just need to make sure that you've got a place that is pretty flat. Doesn't have to be exactly flat, but no curved edges or anything like that. Try to keep it on a flat surface so you get the best secure suction when the suction cup engages. For instance, I could put it here right in the center of my dashboard. It does have a slight curve, but it is pretty flat. So we'll go ahead and put it there. Now, basically, you're going to take the suction cup, you're going to put it right on the surface, in this case, the dashboard that you want to have it on, and then you're going to go ahead and lock it down. There's a little latch on there that you lock down, and then from there, you can adjust. The adjustments on the left side, as I showed you, you can get 200 degrees of flexibility here. So we'll go ahead and adjust it about there and tighten it down. And then you've got your telescoping arm, which will also go a few inches back and forth. Like I said before, I'll caution you, the longer that you make this, the more unstable it is. The shorter you make it, the more stable it is. So we'll keep it pretty short. Go ahead and lock that down. And then you've got your 360-degree swivel, so from here, you can get it to the right angle, put your phone into it, and as you can see, it locks it pretty good. So that is how you mount it on your dashboard. Get the right viewing angle. Boom. So now for the windshield, it's basically the same thing. If in order to take this out, you push the 2 tabs, it will release your phone. You're gonna undo the tab on the base. They do give you a little tab here that you can pull up in order to get it off your dashboard. And in this case, we're gonna wanna go upside down. So we're gonna put this thing upside down on the windshield. We're gonna go ahead and again, push it up to the windshield. We're gonna click the little lever, and now that's gonna secure it onto the windshield. From here, the adjustments are gonna be the same way, but opposite, because it's not on the ground, it's now up in the air. So instead of it being down low, we're actually going to loosen this and change this angle so we can see it. And we also have the 360 degrees, so we'll go ahead and do that. And now, it's on the windshield. And it's locked in place, it's not going anywhere, and it's sturdy. So those are the 2 different methods of attachment for this guy, both on your dashboard and on your windshield. Now, what do you say? Let's take this baby for a road test and see how it does on the road. Let's go. All right, so we're in the car. Let's go ahead and give this baby a road test and see how it performs. Take a little trip around the parking lot. Oh, don't want to forget to put my seatbelt on. So it's doing fine so far on the pretty hard turn. I'm doing a big roundabout turn here, as you can see. We'll hang it back to the right, accelerate. And how about we go up here to the stop sign? We're gonna hit a couple bumps. And we'll head down here. Keep an eye on it, see if it moves at all. Now, there's some slight movement, and that's gonna happen with any one of these types of arms versus say like an air vent holder, because there is an arm and there is gonna be some bounce in that arm. But it's really not that bad. And when you're watching something or looking at your GPS, it does a pretty good job of staying in one place so it doesn't look all blurry with your eyes. So let's go ahead and head on back out here. We'll go to the main road and catch some speed and see how it does. Well, as you can see at highway speeds, it's doing quite well. There are some out there that would be vibrating so much you wouldn't even be able to see the screen by now. But as you can see, it's doing quite well. All of the locking mechanisms are nice and tight. The 360-degree swivel is nice and tight, and it's gripping it quite nicely. So I'm pretty proud of the fact that cruising speeds about 70 miles an hour. It's handling itself quite nicely. You would be able to see your GPS or your TV show or whatever you're doing on your phone without it vibrating like crazy when you're on the highway. So what do you say? Let's go into a neighborhood situation now where there's lefts and rights and speed bumps and stops and starts and see how it does in that type of situation. Let's go. All right, so now we're in a neighborhood situation. We're going over some brick pavers right now that are bumpy. And we'll go into a neighborhood situation where we've got lefts and rights and starts and stops and stuff like that, so you can kind of see how it handles turning around left and right. As you can see, I do have it on the dashboard now, so you can get an idea of how sturdy it is on the dashboard. We'll go ahead and turn in here. All right, let's hang a left here. Once again, no issues, no movement, no wobbleness. All right, so let's head on back out to the park. We'll go ahead and do our pros and our cons. But first, we're gonna put it to the speed bump test. We got a speed bump on the way out here. So let's go ahead and see what it does on a speed bump test real quick. And then we'll do our pros and our cons. Speed bump coming in 3, 2, 1. And as you can see, it did just fine. It's not flopped halfway over because the 360-degree swivel came loose. It did just great. So let's do the pros and the cons. Let's go. All right, so let's take a look at the pros and the cons for this guy right here. We'll start off with the pros. I like the plastic ABS material that they're using here. It's not a soft, flimsy plastic. It feels really hard and rigid, so it should last for a long time. Also, the suction cup on the bottom, they did a good job there. I've had some, like I said earlier, that are 100% that really soft, sticky silicone, and in that hot sun, especially here in South Florida, that baby's gonna melt right all over your windshield or your dashboard. It's a mess. I've had it happen before. So I like the fact that they use the hard, dense silicone that won't melt for most of this, and just put a real thin layer of the sticky stuff on there for that extra stickiness that we want on our dashboard. Now, what else do I like about this? Oh, I think the springs are pretty strong as well. That thing really locks your phone in. When you touch that, it ain't going anywhere. So they did put real nice, strong springs in here. Hopefully they last a long time and don't get weak. I like the adjustments that they give us here. So you get over 200 degrees of adjustments here. So anywhere you mount it, you can put it in pretty much any position. I also like that you have the telescopic for a few extra inches in this direction. If you want to bring it closer to you, do keep in mind the farther you bring it out, the more wobbly it's going to be, so keep it as close in as possible. And then of course you've got your 360-degree swivel on the end just to kind of fine tune it. Once you get it into the right position, you can move that swivel to get it exactly how you like it. So they give you a lot of adjustments, and gives you a lot of flexibility in places that you can put it in your car, so that's definitely a pro. I do like the one-touch feature. It does work well. If you got groceries in your hand and your phone in the other hand, you need to put it somewhere. When you get in the car, you can touch it right on there and it will hold your phone in place very well. So I do like the one-touch feature. It definitely is a pro. I also like the fact that you can put so many different phones in here. Everything from your Samsung Galaxies and Notes and your OnePluses and your Motos and your iPhones and your iPhone Maxes. They'll all fit in here just fine. I think maybe the only phone that might not fit is the Galaxy Fold wide open. That might be a little too wide for this guy, but for the most part, any smartphone, old and new, even MP3 players will fit in this guy with no problem. And it holds it nice, safe, and secure. So that's definitely a pro. All right, so let's take a look at some of the cons. They're not really cons, they're just, I think, nuances and things that happen with this type of cell phone mount. If you have one of these arms, you're putting yourself at the risk of having more of the wobbleness that you get with a longer arm. So, like I said earlier, keep it as short as possible. It's nothing that they did wrong. Maybe they can make it a little bit sturdier when it's extended out, but for the most part, that's just the nature of the game when it comes to one of these suction cup arms, is that there's gonna be some wobbleness if you pull it out too far. Also, I was saying good things about the suction cup, and don't get me wrong, I really do like the suction cup. It works great on my windshield. I can't yank it off for nothing. But on my dashboard, I have a couple of times been able to remove it without removing the suction on the suction cup. And that worries me a little bit, that maybe over time it could get worse to the fact where maybe sometime if I am using it on my dashboard, it could fall off. Now, it hasn't yet. I'm not saying it's going to, but I did notice that I was able to take it off the dashboard where I couldn't on the windshield. Now, let me caveat this by saying I get the challenge of trying to get one suction cup to go on every shape, finish, material of dashboards in cars, and it's not easy. So I'm not knocking them necessarily for it, but it does happen. So the window might be your best bet. It's really strong, really secure on the window for sure. So that's definitely a con. And the third con I've got here has to do with this one-touch lock. While it may be a one-touch lock and work well, it is not a one-handed lock in my opinion. Yes, in a pinch, if you got your groceries in one hand and a phone in the other, and you need to put it somewhere, you can put it on there and it will hold your phone. Problem is, it might not be totally straight. It may lock it in crooked. It may lock it in lopsided. So you want to make sure that you get it just right, straight, and vertical, and then push it against the tab to lock it in. And usually using both hands is gonna make that the easiest way to do it. So it's not really a con, it's the nature of the game. The feature works well, but it is not a one-handed feature in my opinion if you wanna get your phone just right in there and nice and stable. Well, that's all the time that I've got for you today. My name is Hobart. I really do appreciate you joining me. If I have earned that like and subscribe, go ahead and do that now. And don't forget to hit that bell so next time I put out a video, you'll be notified that I put out a video. And I've got several more cell phone holders coming from this company here, Leeioo. So if you're interested in seeing some of the other offerings that they've got, make sure you stay close to the channel because I'll be doing those videos next. I've got this suction cup one here. I've also got an air vent mount, and I've got 2 of the 3M double-sided tape mounts that you can put pretty much anywhere in your car. So I'll be doing reviews on those coming up. I've got a juicer to do a review on, so there's a whole bunch of stuff going on. So make sure you hit that bell so you get notified when I put out another video. Well, thanks again for joining me. I appreciate it. Have a great rest of your day. My name is Hobart. See ya.